channeling the spell. This is going to be a Fire Raga. It doesn't kill someone, Helena. It kills Naiads to land a kill. Oh my god! Here, apparently not, because she is going for the back line. This is instant casting. Might have a chance. It is it. What's up, everybody? My name is Kason, and welcome back to the WDL. This is the Season 4 Playoffs Champions League Semifinals. We are going to find out in this video who is going to be making it to the Grand Finals and who ultimately, down to 2 teams, will be hoisting the Champions Cup of Season number 4. It should be a really exciting video, and I'm excited to get into it, you guys. The top 4 teams are none other than Sandros, coach of Unicorn Gunfight 2, Electric Boogaloo, who has been 8-3 throughout the season, received a first round bye in the playoffs. Will he be able to take out his GetSwifty guildmate in Jesus LBL, currently at an 8-6 record, coach of the Straw Hats? It should be a really exciting match. One thing I will say, Jesus LBL did win this head-to-head in the regular season, so even though Sandros is the 1 seed, Jesus LBL does have the head-to-head matchup advantage in terms of the regular season. On the other side of the bracket, though, we've got another GetSwifty in Maverick, coach of Symphony of the Nights, 8-3 record, versus the Red Hot Rock Boys, coached by Ram9. Dude started 1-6, has went 7-1 since. He is on a miracle run. Can he keep that miracle run going into the finals to try and win another championship for himself? That is where we're going to find out today, guys. We're going to start with the top side of the bracket and end with the bottom side, and it should be a good one. So let's jump into the fights. Kicking off the Champions League Season 4 semi-finals, we have Unicorn Gunfight 2 versus the Straw Hats, and it is a GetSwifty civil war here, as it looks like Jesus is running Zidane, Pissarro, and Mish together. So the Dark Tetra synergy alongside the other team, Jaden Rundall, Mashri Horn, and McLeod going at it here as Calamity Stronghold's going to come through. This is the one-hit shield on the entire team. Obviously, just ass loads of status nullifications on the side of Sandros here. It looks like Mish is going to go next with the Treasures Hunter's Forged buffs. So not only going to increase his accuracy, which is probably unnecessary, but also going to increase the evasion side of things. As it looks like that Arrow Shield Melody coming out from the Cloud, evasion skills from the Pissarro to try and get himself really dodgy here. And this should be an interesting team. So first of all, want to shout out here as the Fleet of Foot comes out from Mashri that on the side of Sandros, he is not running the full maze team. This is the team that he has been known for throughout the season, but maybe due to the map or maybe seeing some sort of advantage against Jesus' team, has decided to run a Jaden team. Magic Blast comes in for 8k and almost one-shots the Mish. Crucially, he does not fall, and he is looking to channel a spell here. What is this going to be? Is he in range for a Fire Raga on the Jaden? I don't know what else he would be going for. It's a Toad. It comes through. The Toad does not land, though, and that is massive for Sandros. That could have been crippling. Hallowed Ray coming out from the offensive Mashri is going to down the Mish, and this is now a 3v2 in Unicorn Gunfight's favor. But Zidane has something to say about it. He put on a show last week. Can he do it again? Solution 9 coming out for the limb break. Bouncing off all the rocks. He's going to lay down the hammer. No, he is not. That just missed. What the hell just happened? Is this an evasion team coming up from Sandros? What the hell just happened? Unless I missed a reflex, I don't think that happened. Magic Blast came out for 4,100 onto the Zidane. Is this Mashri out here dancing, out here juking people? Punishing Blade coming out for 7k. The insult to injury misses. That is not a guaranteed hit. Unlike Bartz's follow-up, that is not guaranteed to land. And this is an interesting tech coming out from Sandros, something that I don't think Jesus expected. And this is surprising, seeing as I'm sure there's a lot of luck coming out from Jesus' side. He even used that agility luck TMR, and the accuracy is not there. This is absolutely wild coming out from Sandros. The Magic Blast comes out for 4k. That is going to deal a good chunk of damage to the Zidane. Curative Prayer is going to top him up. And does Pissarro have the accuracy to get this done? Strike of Ruin is going to one-shot the McLeod, who has been a beast this season. He comes back with the re-raise, though, which means he might be able to get to deal some damage yet. Mashri is going to go next, and she is going to try and top him up as well. And she is putting in the work in this fight, but Zidane has something to say about it. He comes in with the Punishing Blade. It's only going to land onto McLeod, though, which adds a little bit of insult to injury for Jesus, as he is not going to be able to do much. March of the Stag coming out from Jaden, though. He's out of AP, and he doesn't have the range to hit. The Curative Prayer is going to whiff. Can Jesus LBL turn this fight on its head? He's going to come in with the Limit Break, with the Grease Lightning, with the Pissarro. Can he hit this dodgy Mashari? He cannot. This is insane. This is not something I expected to see at all in this fight. I thought if anybody would be dodging, it would be the side of Jesus, but this Mashari is putting the dance moves on. It is ridiculous. As unerring shot comes out, the guaranteed hitter from Jaden to knock the Zidane down to Courage. Hallowed Ray is another guaranteed hit, and Mashari is putting on a clinic here, as it is now a 2v1 in favor of Unicorn Gunfight 2, and they are certainly bringing the electric boogaloo with these dance moves they've got going on. 3,000 damage onto the Pissarro here, and he is ready to turn the tide with the Crimson Cuts. 5,400 damage is really good damage, but the auto cure is going to heal it all the way back, and this Mashari is displaying her best cheat codes in this fight, as this is ridiculous. March of the Stag is going to be prompted again. He says, Mashari, why don't you take care of this guy? As Hallowed Ray comes in for almost 4k again. Jaden should finally have the AP to be able to do something. No, he's going to go for the tracker. This is the Lara Croft TMR. He might be out of guaranteed hits and might not have the accuracy. I'm not entirely sure. Crimson Cuts almost one-shots the Jaden, though, and it looks like Pissarro can almost turn this fight on its head. Is Mashari going for another heal? Yes, she is. If Pissarro could chain for it with himself, he might actually be able to pull this off, as the unerring shot is going to proc the Courage. He needs to double kill here to have a chance, though, and I don't think they're close enough together. The AP Break Lance is going to take out the Mashari, but he's going to run out of turns, and he is not going to be able to kill this Jaden. And fight number 1 is going to go in favor of Unicorn Gunfight 2 Electric Boogaloo. I gotta be honest, guys, that fight did not go how I expected. I'm not shocked that Sandros won, but the way he won was absolutely stunning. Not something I expected to see at all. I would be surprised if Jesus gets caught off guard by that again in game number 2. But man, what a ballsy call by Sandros in game number 1. Game number 2 of this Swifty series, and we've got the Straw Hats turning to Black Rose Helena. On the other side, for Sandros, he's going with the Triple Mace team. Can it overcome this Helena team this time? It did not last time, but I believe, if I understand correctly, he did not have a buff turned on correctly during the regular season, so we'll see if this changes at all. As Helena's going to get that big AoE buff going, Eldira's obviously going to go for the Limit Break. This is pretty much what we've seen every single time coming out from Sandros, and this Mace team is just so ridiculously tanky. It looks like it would be 3 just really squishy units, and it is the farthest thing from the truth. As Katone is ready to get that Spirit Piercing rate up, Mashari is going to start channeling her own buffs as well, and this Mace team is off and running. Mish, what is he going to go for? I expect some sort of TMR. It is going to be that. It is the Zombie Ryu to get that re-raise online. I don't think there's any re-raise removal on the side of Sandros, so I think that will be guaranteed value here. As Uni's going to buff, he's going to start walking forward. Resist magic coming out from the Eldira, so the Spellblade sub-job, interestingly enough. I wonder if this is because of Reflect on the side of Helena, maybe trying to ignore that potentially, as it looks like Light Veil coming up from Mashari. So turning on the anti-light skill for Mashari, probably a smart option here by Sandros. Helena going to go with the Sorceress's Liberation, though. She wants plenty of penetration. She wants to be able to deal as much damage as possible. So she is using that Dark Fina TMR here. Looks like the Spirit going to be up for the entire side of Sandros' side. Arrowfall going to come in from the Uni. And this is a really nice option to break those Calamity Guards that come through from Sandros' side. Mish is going to get ready to get in the fight, though. Toad Occluder comes in. I think the Toad landed. And this is now a Summer Key Toad in this fight, as she's going to walk forward, or rather hop forward in her frog form. Hallowed Ray is going to hit for a really nice amount of damage coming out from the Mashari here. But this Summer Key Toad is not going to be very impressive, I think, as the Helena is now up to bat. What can she get done? Rose Blast is going to come in for 6,300, and now this is an Asleep Frog. And I don't know what Disney movie we are in right now, but it is not the one that Sandros wants to be in. He wants to get clucking, not get sleeping. Mashari is going to go next. The Hallowed Ray comes in for 11k, though, and Mashari, just like game 1, says, don't you worry, I'm going to put this whole team on my back, just like Greg Jennings. And Mish is going to come in next. 1,400 HP. How much damage can he get done? Is he going to go for the AoE? Abyssal Mire will come through. This is going to wake up that Toad, but they are still a Toad. How much does it actually matter? Mashari is still shrugging off this damage like it's absolutely nothing. Helena going to proc the Rose Blast, though. It's going to kill the Summer Key Toad. She's going to come back, but that is the problem with this status. It does not go away. He's just going to standard attack for 20 damage, and the Summer Key Toad, who's been MVP all series, or all season rather, has been diminished to a frog, but now she is back. The status is gone, and now she's full HP. Thank you to the old Dira heal. And Jesus LBL back up against the wall is now down to a 1.5 v3, but that one is Black Rose Helena. Do not count this chick out here. Mish is going to go next. Tons of AP in the kit. What can he get done? Abyssal Mire going to come through again. Decent damage. Also dropping the CT. I don't know if that mattered for the turnover, but now Helena is next. If she can take out this Mashri, maybe, just maybe, Jesus LBL has a chance. She's going to go for the Rose Blast. Mashri's going to go down. Summer Key Tone is low. There is no full life on the side of Sandros. So now this 2v2 is going to stay a 2v2. Summer Key Tone comes in with the standard attack. It's going to take out the Misha. Now Helena is in a 1v2, but we've seen her pull off 1v3s before. This is not anywhere near out of the realm of possibility. Taking a look at the turn orders, though, 18 actions. Does she have the damage to get through this bulky mace comp that can heal themselves? 7,200 damage is a massive start for her. Also giving herself reflect. There is a chance that Summer Key Tone could just take herself out. I'm not sure how many of her spells are reflectable, but it could be a problem. Hike 2 Kiriga are going to fully heal herself back up. Helena, if she hits her and the reflect lands back, could still pull this off. Soul Harvest comes out for 7,700 damage. Summer Key Tone going to go next, and she decides to go for the limit break. This is not going to be reflectable, which is massive for Sandros in this moment. 2,400 damage, going to put her to sleep. She says, you thought you put my toad self to sleep? Not so fast. Take a nap, lady. Water Go Blade comes out for 2,900 damage, but that is going to wake her up, and that is bad news for Sandros. But looking at the haste, it is enough for Summer Key Tone to lap, but she does Helena a favor. She takes away some of her own HP. With 23 AP, I don't think Helena has enough in the tank. 3,900 damage for the Briar Bind. There's 4 actions left. Helena might be able to win this 1v1 if she has AP. I think she still has re-raise, I believe, but she's going to run out of turns. There's 2 actions left. She's not going to be able to get AP left. Chaotic Voice is going to come out. The Dark Siren Esper is going to try its damnedest, but Ildira is going to stand strong. The actions are going to turn to the next person. Oh my goodness, and Sandros, coach of Unicorn Gunfight 2 Electric Boogaloo, is going to claim the 2-0 series victory. Both of the series went to turns, or both of the battles rather, but honestly, both of them were damn close. That was a very impressive showing by Jesus LBL, and an amazing job by Sandros with some of that preparation. Honestly, I expect nothing less from these two players who have been absolutely excellent all season. Very, very well done by both of these guys, and a huge congratulations to Sandros for moving one step closer to becoming the grand champion of Season 4. One semifinal series down, one more to go. We have Maverick, who started off the season undefeated, I believe going 5-0 in the first 4 weeks. And we have Ram 9, who started off the season 1-6. Crazy different stories in this season leading up to the pinnacle here, as these two teams face off against each other to see who will meet Sandros in the grand finals. It looks like the HP barrier is on the side of Halloween Lucio. It is the double axe plus Mont team coming out from Maverick, and on the side of Ram 9, opting for Dia, Ferris, and Murmur. This run by Ram 9 has been absolutely insane, but Maverick has been impressive as anyone in the entire league. The Wind Drake's Majesty TMR, going to shout that out real quick, as it looks like that is going to be a haste removal TMR, an excellent option being utilized by Maverick, especially considering the fact that Murmur is on the other side and likes to fast cast. This Oceanic Protection as well is an excellent TMR we've seen Maverick use to multiple times, successful anyway, with the water attack resistance up against double water units. That could be massive. However, Dia does have a great dispel, which can get rid of that. She also has re-raise at the moment. Murmur, looking at her movement, she's going to go with the Wind Veritas TMR, which can be pretty important to try and nullify some of that AP auto restore. She's not going to move. Can't tell whether she has Bowtie or not based on the movement. The limit break is going to come out for Mont Leonis, though. 2,500 damage is not a ton, but unless there's courage removal, which I believe there is not on the side of Ram 9 here, that is going to be a really nice limit break for Mont, as he's going to get a ton of HP back eventually. Enduring Formation going to come out from the Griffer. The two Axe Brothers are going to walk forward but can't get damage down yet. What can Ferris do? She's going to go with the Pirate Onslaught. 2,400 damage is not a ton, but it will heal back the Dia to full HP. Murmur going to go next. Is she in range of a jamming thrust here? Looks like 2 movement from what I can tell. That looks like she's probably running bow tie, and the breakdown comes for her, the haste removal, and this is going to be a really weird positioning on the map that might just work out for Ram 9. Double arc slash is going to start that slash chain for his team here, as they can hopefully just do a ton of damage to Mont. But it looks like Halloween Lucio has something to say about that. The limit break is going to come in on the Murmur. It's going to give himself haste, and that is just going to dunk her in 1 hit. Michael Jordan style, he's going to pick up that haste, and he is ready to carry this fight. And it looks like Maverick is out to an amazing 3v2 advantage here. However, Ram 9 is pulled off crazier. Can he do it again in this fight? Ferris is going to go next with the limit break. Storm on the high seas. This is really good CT manipulation. Going to boost herself up and lower Mont as well. 8,200 is a ton. He will get the heal back, but will this change the turn order? Mont is going to move way the hell down, which means Dispel and Devastate is going to deal a chunk. Ferris should be able to kill him on the very next hit. However, the question is, how much damage can these 2 axe units do? Halloween Lucio is not in range. Going to have to pop the TMR. Grifford's going to find the limit break though. And unless there is a debuff for this, the AoE resist down is going to be massive. That is a ton of damage onto the Dia, who still has re-raise, but there is re-raise removal on the side of Maverick's team. This is a major threat for the side of the Rock Boys, as Wave Cutter is going to cut down the Mont, but is it too late? Ferris is going to walk forward to try and get some damage down. Dia should hopefully be able to do something with 22 AP. The Enhancer Slash is going to come out for 2,900, but can't find any damage onto the Halloween Lucio, who, let's be honest, is the major problem for this team. Mortal Draw comes out, removes the Raise, and Ferris is now in a 1v2. And with massive HP barriers on the side of these 2 axe units, I think game 1 is probably pretty much all over here for the Rock Boys. Dispel Slam is going to come out for a ton of damage, and Ferris, unless she has an AoE resist down barrier break of the kit that I'm not expecting, I think this one is over. Pirate Onslaught's not going to deal any damage. She will heal herself up just a little bit, but with that healing power down, it's not going to deal as much as Ram 9 would be hoping. Griffith's going to come in with the standard attack, and he is going to claim that game 1 victory. Now, I want to say, Ram 9 and the Rock Boys, he is one of only 2 people to ever win the entire thing for the WDL. He is the only person remaining in the playoffs that has a chance to do it again for the Champions League. Maverick is trying to silence that and trying to make it an all GetSwifty finals. But what are we going to have? Does Ram 9 have one more comeback in him to try and make the finals? Starting out the season 1-6, ripping off 7-1 since then. He's now 8-8. Can he get another win on the board? It is up against the wall. His back is up against the wall, rather. This should be a juicy one. Let's find out what happens in fight 2. Heading into game number 2 of this series, does Ram 9 have an answer, or does Maverick make the grand finals? This is what we are going to find out here. And it looks like both teams switching it up. Ram 9 says, if I'm going to go down, I'm going to go down in style. Bringing my MVP of this series, or of this season rather, in Halloween Rairu alongside Kane and Ramada. On the side of Maverick, he says, I don't need the full axe team. I just need my Lucio. I'm bringing Mont and Shunak as well. And what is going to happen from this Kane, this Final Fantasy IV unit, somebody we don't get to see often? The Kane Blade coming out from the Ramada. I do wonder if this was intentional from Ram 9 in terms of the movement. If he wanted Kane to the side, or if he wanted to catch that Kane Blade on all 3. We're going to have to find out here. As Halloween Lucio Halloween Rairu is going to go next with the Immortal Spirit, has the Courage. And I don't think there's any Courage removal on the side of Maverick here. Sharp Spear Tranquil is going to come down. Hate Down is going to be probably not important because she is off in no man's land here. As the Blade of the Fatal Waltz comes down from Shunak. We've seen this deal a ton of damage before. Oh my goodness, that was like over 9,000 damage from those 3 crits here. Mortal Draw is basically going to remove her from the fight, and poor Ramada never had a chance here. Ram 9, who's been an absolutely impressive, crazy run for most of the season now, might not have one more game in him. Immortal Spirit going to come out from the Mont. Can Halloween Rairu turn this fight on his head? If anyone was going to do it, it would be him. He's coming with the Creeping Terror. Does he have the accuracy Does he have the damage to put in some work here? How much is it going to be? 5,000 onto the Chunak is really, really nice. Gives himself a bunch of buffs. However, the poison does not land, which could be huge. Triple read from the Chunak comes out and does a ton of damage to the Halloween Rairyuu. Mortal Draw is going to proc the Courage, and it looks like this might be all she wrote for Halloween Rairyuu and maybe all she wrote for Ram 9. The hero of the story would have to be this Kayn from Final Fantasy IV right now with the Dragon's Bane. 3,500 damage lands, the slow lands. Does it change the turn order? No, it does not. Leonis is going to come in and seal this kill on the Halloween Rairyuu with the limit break. He's going to give himself a heal up, and just for the trouble, hits the Kayn as well. Chunak, who's been popping off in this fight, is going to come in with the ready to engage. I thought he was going to clean up this Kayn, but it is not going to be. It looks like Halloween Lucio is going to go next with the King of the Dead, and I think it's probably only fitting that the unit who would send Maverick into the grand finals would be this guy right here, but not so fast, as the Courage is here for Kayn. Who is going to go next? It is going to be him. He is going to get one final say here as 1 HP. I don't think he has a triple kill in him, but he's going to go for the Brain Piercer. Gets dodged by the Chunak, does a chunk to the Mott, but he's going to heal it back, and this time the Halloween Lucio will end the season for Ram 9. Guys, absolutely excellent players here between both Ram 9 and Maverick. I will be honest, I don't know what Ram 9 could have done in this series versus this roster. I think he had a really rough matchup into Maverick. The fact that the dude started out 1-6 and made it this far is absolutely amazing and spectacular. He literally couldn't make a mistake for many weeks in a row. So a massive shout out to him for making it this far and honestly making the end of the regular season just so damn entertaining. And to Maverick, for somebody who honestly had done well in the WDL before, but never nearly this well, this is just so incredible to watch. Dude crushes it in Friday night fights all the time as well. He's one of the best players that Motive has to offer, and he is very, very well deserving of this spot in the grand finals. I think as much as there were some really cool storylines and some really cool fights throughout the season, I think we got it right at the grand finals. I think the two players who are in it are Sandros and Maverick, and I think those are the two that are most deserving of it over the course of the season. So I am really excited for the grand finals, guys, but let's take a look at the bracket before we close it out. All right, guys, with all the fights over and done with, this is how the bracket looks. We know our two grand finalists of season number 4 Champions League. It is none other than our top 2 seeds, Sandros, coach of Unicorn Gunfight 2, Electric Boogaloo, and Maverick, coach of Symphony of the Nights. These two players have been dominant all season long, and I expect the final series to be a damn good one. In the regular season, Sandros did win this head-to-head. That is why he is the 1 seed, because he won that, but it doesn't matter anymore. Whoever wins the series next week is ultimately going to get the glory and going to get the crown for season number 4. This is a GetSwifty Civil War in the finals. It should be really entertaining. I'm really, really excited for you guys. I know that I think some people are sick of seeing the Mason Axe teams. Both teams shook it up a little bit this week. I know Halloween Lucio still came, but bringing the Chunak in one of the matches for Maverick, and then for Sandros bringing out the Jaden, especially on this map, I think was a very smart move on one of the fights. So I'm looking forward to an awesome series. I think it should be a really, really good one. Whoever wins it is going to be very, very deserving of it. That is so much that I know. One quick shout out, Maverick, this is by far the farthest that he's ever made it in the playoffs in the WDL, and he did it in the Champions League, which is against the hardest competition there is. So that is really damn impressive. And for Sandros, he's basically made it a little farther every single season. He started off in season number 1, I think just squeaking into the playoffs. Season number 2, I think he was the 3 seed. Third season, he won his whole league and made it to the semifinals amongst like 40 teams. And this season, he is in the grand finals. Will he finally take it one step further and win the whole thing? That is what we're going to find out next week, guys. So look forward to that video. I say next week, it might be 2 weeks actually, so just hang tight if that is the case. But regardless, thank you guys so much for watching this video. We're going to have a few more coming this week. Until then, have a wonderful day.